There we go. What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fan, 49er gang? This is your boy Niner Gang Podcast back in the building. So please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. That being said, let's get right on into it, man. We got the matchup of the week coming up. Today is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to any and everyone who celebrates. To those who do not, happy free day off because you don't have to go to work today. Um, but we got a game today. We are the late game. Hey, mom, we are the late game, so we will definitely be playing at night. Um, and it's going to be a good game. It's us versus Seattle in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. We got to play Seattle twice within the next 3 weeks because I believe we play Seattle, then we go to Philly, and then we come back and we're at home and we play Seattle again. If I'm not mistaken, that's the way the schedule should be set up. So this is a great battle because it's always been a rivalry for years. Pete Carroll's gotten the best of Kyle Shanahan for the most part when it comes down to it. He has been able to, uh, you know, have the winning record over Shanahan, especially when we go to his house. It's extremely rare that we win, but these last couple of years, Kyle seemed to have kind of evened that out a little bit and gotten the better of Pete. And we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? So we are looking at it right now, and yep, yeah, we. So wait, are we at home? Okay, yeah. We're at their house, and then we fly to Philly, and then we go over there, and we'll play. We'll go ahead and we'll play the Seattle Seahawks again. So Geno Smith, being the QB, he's been doing all right. Seattle don't look too bad. Um, it's a nice little game that we can set up, and you know us, we're gonna go in there with the usual suspects. Everybody seems to be pretty healthy. Looks like Darrell Luter Jr. is actually practicing. I don't know if he's going to get any time on the field this week or not. Because we're on a short week, I probably don't anticipate seeing him until we play the Eagles if he gets on the field. And I'm worried about one player we have, and his name is Drake Jackson. And this is just strictly because he had that 3-sack game and then he disappeared. The pressure wasn't there. He wasn't getting to the quarterback. There was a lot of things that went on. And since then, we brought in Randy Gregory. Since then, we brought in Chase Young. So that has buried him on the depth chart. And, you even hear John Lynch going, yeah, he's going to have to fight for reps because it's going to be hard to beat those guys out. So, yes, they do have their own situations as far as trying to beat out those dudes because it's going to be hard to beat out a Chase Young. It's going to be hard to beat out a Randy Gregory. It's going to be hard to beat out a Cleveland Farrell. You got 2 first-round picks, and I don't know when Randy Gregory was picked, but you got people that were picked higher than you, of course, with the intent that they were going to be stars. Chase Young barely has played a full season, but this season he looks to be looking pretty good. And Randy Gregory, we all know who he was when he was with the excuse me, I believe he was with the Cowboys for a little bit. So he's shown us a few small things here and there. His first game he ever played in with us, he got himself a sack, so that's a good thing. So we just have to make sure that we get out in front of the Seahawks and we make things happen. It'll be nice to be able to get in there and get things rolling pretty early, rather sooner rather than later. If we're going to run the ball, let's run the ball. If we're going to throw the ball, let's throw the ball. Whatever the case may be. I do not want to lose on Thanksgiving again because we already have. We've lost, twice on Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken, the last 2 times we played. And one of them was to the Seahawks, and we saw Richard Sherman take a monster bite out of that turkey leg. And that was when the Legion of Boom was still there and whatnot. And we have to make sure that we don't let that happen to us again and that we're smart about it and that we make sure that we know what we can do, what we can't do, and how to do things the right way. Not overusing CMC. I love the fact that Elijah Mitchell got in the game last week and helped out, and he was spelling CMC to an extent. And, I mean, that's the way you got to use Elijah Mitchell because you can't use him as an every down back because eventually he's going to get injured at some point, and then you're going to wind up stuck with whoever you've got. Kind of sucks for Jordan Mason in my eyes because Mason has done nothing but show this franchise that he's well worth getting some playing time, but they see, that this is another one of those situations where Kyle has his guys and Elijah Mitchell is one of his guys. So, and it's nothing against Elijah Mitchell. It's just the fact that Jordan Mason can stay healthy and he's on the field and you can't. So, it brings me back to things being selective. Shout out to Huff. That torn ACL breaks my heart, because he is my favorite guy on the team. So we're going to see him working back. But this gives us an opportunity to see what we have in. Yeah, he does need some reps, CJ. You are 100% correct. It gives us an opportunity to see what we have in Jair Brown. And his first rep didn't look too good, but he pulled a Ambry Thomas on us, but it was during that initial game. He didn't look good first couple of reps, and the next thing you know, he just showed up and showed out. He had a couple of great stops, along with that interception in the end zone. And everybody's trying to tell him to get up and celebrate, but people didn't understand the boy had the wind knocked out of him. When you get the wind knocked out of you, ain't no fun. I tell y'all a little story. I was hanging out with some of my guys in my younger years, and we had a buddy come around. His name was Tank. And they called him Tank because he was big as hell. He was built like fucking Tank, and he was solid. He was all muscle, but he was big. And I was partaking in the festivities, so to speak, and I had a blunt rolled in my ear, and I was gonna smoke that when I was ready. And if you anybody old enough, you know what I'm saying, you should put it right here. You've still some people see some people put a cigarette right there. But basically what happened was I had that blunt in my ear, and he walked up, snatched my blunt, and was about to light it. And I was like, I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to, or who the fuck you think you snatching shit from, but it ain't me. You better give me my shit back. And he was like, oh, you want it back? So he puts my blunt on, on a wall, and he says, come take it. So I square it up. I'm like, man, I ain't no chump. I'm finna make this happen. He caught me with one swift punch to the chest, knocked the wind right out of me. Believe me, having the wind knocked out of you is not fun. You don't want to get up, celebrate. You don't want to do shit. You just want to be able to fucking breathe. Now, mind you, what I'm saying, after he did that, he did help me up, and he did give me my blunt back and told me that I was, I had more balls than most of them cats over there because, they would have bitched up and just let the blunt go. But either way, just the moral of the story is when you get your wind knocked out of you, you ain't trying to celebrate. You just trying to breathe. So he did get up eventually and was able to celebrate. He had that ball, just like Ronnie Bell had his first touchdown ball a few games ago. So it's just a situation for us where we can do anything that we want on the field, but it would be nice to see some of these other guys out there. It'd be nice to see Ronnie Bell every now and then. It'd be nice to see Jordan Mason in a few different packages. We have other weapons outside of just the premier weapons that we have, but it seems like every game that those guys seem to be the main target, and it's not a big issue. I think that the way Shanahan works, he does have his guys, he does have things, and I hope that Huff gets back healthy and that everything is okay, and that he doesn't wind up losing his job to Jair Brown, because at the end of the day, it's going to be him and Jair on the field next year. Because Gip is on a 1-year deal. I don't think he's going to come back. If we win a Super Bowl, I think he's going to call it quits and say, hey, man, it was a nice little run while I was here. Appreciate y'all for the time. I got a ring. Let me get about this joint. Football is a very barbaric sport. It's very taxing on the body. You've heard George Kittle say that it feels like you're in a car wreck after you play the game. So the body can only take so much for so long, but we'll see what happens. But let's talk about the difference between the guys that we have as far as the QBs and, what they bring to the table. So, of course, we got Brock the Glock Purdy. Purdy's playing very well right now. He's looked a lot better since that losing streak, and things are working out for him. And he's been balling these last couple of games. He was over 300 yards in the last game that we had, and he had 3 touchdowns. So no interceptions, and that's the beauty of it. The only thing is we're going to have to be running with a makeshift offensive line because both of our guards are out for this game. So we're going to be going with, I believe, still we'll have Feliciano at the left guard, and I'm not sure who's going at the right guard spot. And that's going to be a task. That's going to be a real task because we're going up against Seattle's defense. And though they aren't the craziest defense in the world, it's still a lot to handle. So when you look at it, it's definitely going to be just a little frustrating when we're trying to hopefully make sure that Brock Purdy is upright and not laying down looking up at the sky in Seattle. It's there's one thing I can say is the Northwest is a very gloomy town. You know what I mean? Like Oregon and Washington and stuff like that. Those places are like overcast like 90% of the year. So it's a lot to be dealing with. So Geno Smith right now, he's at over 2,400 yards passing. Um, he's got 12 TDs to 7 interceptions. And then if you think about it from our standpoint with Brock, we've got him here, and Brock is at. Bear with me while this thing loads. Chirping sometimes. Trying to get these stats in here. There we go. So Brock is at 2,662 yards, and he's got 18 TDs to 5 interceptions. So he's throwing a few more touchdowns. Then we got CMC with 825 yards, averaging 4.7 yards per carry. They got Kenneth Walker III, 613 yards, 4.1 yards per carry. He's got 6 TDs. And then CMC has 9 TDs rushing. I apologize. Yeah, because he's been scoring damn near every single game. When it comes down to it, y'all give me just a quick second. All right, y'all forgive me here, man. I'm, got to blow your nose when it happens. But basically, of course, we have the better running back. CMC is the better all-around running back. I do believe that right now Purdy is the better quarterback. And then basically for the total, they're just under 1,000 yards. We're over 1,000 yards with all of our runners, and that includes Debo and Brock Purdy. Along with Jordan Mason, too, he's over 100 yards for the year. And then when you look at the averages, the only person that's averaging less than 4 yards a carry is Elijah Mitchell. He's got 34 carries for 97 yards, no TDs, and 2.9 yards per carry. But he hasn't gotten a lot of burn. He's played a couple of games, but he just, things just haven't been working out. Of course, we got Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk is here. He's got, he's playing really well, 831 yards, he's averaging 19 yards a catch with 4 TDs. Kittle's playing awesome, 15.1 yards per catch with 5 TDs. And then you got CMC. That man's averaging 8.5 yards a catch, and he has 5 TDs. Juice even has 2 touchdowns on the year. You know what I mean? Debo only has 1 TD when it comes to the pass game. And he's got 1 TD when it comes to the run game as well. So kind of tells you who the guys are that we usually rely on and the guys that we normally mess with. You got your boy Juwan Jennings out there, JJ doing his thing. Now if you flip over and you look at what the Seahawks are bringing to the table, DK Metcalf, 646 yards, he's averaging 16 yards a catch. He's got 3 touchdowns. And then you've got Tyler Lockett, of course, 545, averaging 10 yards a catch with 4 TDs. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's got 365 yards, 2 TDs. You got Noah Fant out there as well, no touchdowns, couple yards. And that's basically pretty much it. You don't see a lot of guys out there doing much. If Kenneth Walker can't go, they're going to go with my guy out of UCLA, Zach Charbonnet. I love the guy, but I'm going to need him to slow down and chill out when it comes to this because we are the team to beat, and we want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can. As much as I love my UCLA guys, I ain't got time for it today. I got to let y'all go ahead and take this L. So next up on the list, we go defensive. And, of course, we got Fred Warner leading the team with 89 tackles. Right behind him, Dre Greenlaw, usual suspects with 71. Demo with 57. Huff had 52. And and that'll be the end of it for him. He had 3 passes defense all year, and he had 3 interceptions. So he was having a great fucking season, man, and that's what hurts the most. Demo's got 4 passes defense. Like we're able to do that, but Mooney Ward, that's the guy that we're looking for, strictly based on the fact. What's going on, Eddie? Happy Thanksgiving to you too, brother. So the thing about Mooney is the last time he played DK Metcalf, he shut him down. He was all over him. You know what I'm saying? And DK Metcalf is a whole load of human being. That is a grown ass man, people. Now, when I say grown, I mean grown, grown. At DK Metcalf, I think it's like 6'3", and he weigh about like 260. Like he's a huge, he's a very very large individual of a man. Pause. And it's just crazy how that works, because like when you look at him, it's funny because I remember when he signed his contract, he came in there with his shirt off and he said his agent told him to do it. So Pete Carroll takes his shirt off too, which made absolutely no sense. But I get it. You kind of want to endear yourself to your guys. So you do a little funny stuff to try to build some kind of rapport or connection with them. And I get it. But basically, yeah, man. When you look at it from a sack standpoint, Hargrave is leading us with 4.5. Right behind him is Eric Armstead with 4. Drake still has 3. Even though he ain't played much, he still has 3 sacks from that one game. Chase Young's already got 1.5. We got Randy Gregory with 1. Kevin Givens has a sack. Cleveland Farrell's got a sack and a half. Drake Greenlaw, sack and a half. Fred, 2 sacks. Nick Bosa has 6, so he is leading the squad. He's coming on strong right now, and I think the addition of having his Ohio State brother on the other side has helped him and made him feel a lot better, because a lot of the times it's him taking up the double teams and taking all the attention or taking that extra chip to allow the other 3 guys on the line to go ahead and get theirs. You know what I'm saying? Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you, Eric. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for stopping into the stream. And happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. You know what I'm saying? And I hope we have a fantastic game tonight. Hope this one is a barn burner and we can go out there and have a good time and just enjoy things. Bobby Wagner is the leading tackler for the Seahawks, 105 tackles. He's got 2.5 sacks. He's got 3 passes defense. And we all know who Bobby Wagner is. We ain't going to act like we don't. He's been there. And then you got Jordan Bush coming in with 83 tackles. Julian Love, a safety, 69 tackles. Quandre Diggs with 55. Devin Witherspoon. He got a couple of cats here and there that are on the squad and that do different things. You got Boye Mafe. Their leading sack guy is him. 7 sacks, man. You got to be real careful with that dude. Jaron Reed, he's got 4 sacks. He's a defensive tackle. Draymond Jones and Darrell Taylor both have 2.5 sacks. So they get after the quarterback. Jordan Brooks got 3.5 himself. They get after the quarterback. Witherspoon definitely, he's out there 13 passes defense. So, in total, they got 51 passes defensed as a unit. And then for us, we have 49. So, these things happen. Sorry, man, sneeze. But basically, they are a formidable defense. You know what I'm saying? With 31 sacks on the year, we have 27, so we're right behind them. We just need 4 more. And hopefully in this game, we get those 4 and we can keep ourselves moving up the sack numbers and doing those things pretty easily. And then, of course, we have 49 passes defensed. And I do believe that they got 51. So we're right behind them. They're doing fairly well. Their defense is showing up and showing out. Week in and week out for them. They still, they got Devin Bush. They got some good people there. So it's going to be it's going to be a battle, but for us, it's the same keys. It's the very simple keys that we have. It's going to be stopping DK, stopping Tyler, making sure their run game doesn't get going, being on Geno as quick as we possibly can, taking away the deep ball, making sure we don't get beat over the top. This will be Jair Brown's first actual start. Opposite of Gip, but the good thing is Gip is there because he's a veteran and it will help. It'll help bring Jair Brown along his progression should be good, especially with the fact that he's going to be pretty much taking Gibbs' place, and then Huff will go back to his natural spot. But this is going to be good for us. It's a good test for him against some really viable receivers, against some dudes that really can make some things happen. You know what I mean? So I think we're going to be all right. Give me a sec. Ooh. But excuse me, y'all. After all, we're gonna have a great, fantastic game. I think that the key is just to shut down the pass game and make sure that they don't get ahead of us. And as long as they don't get ahead of us and get out there and get in front, we won't have to play catch up because we had 3 straight games where we had to play catch up, and only one of them we actually could have won, and that was versus the Cleveland Browns. But Moody missed a kick, so it is what it is. But I do believe that everything is going to be good for us. We're playing at night, so I believe they'll probably try to do a little Thanksgiving thing, today sometime in the morning, and then just get prepared. I wouldn't recommend eating heavy before a game because you just throw up, exerting all that extra force and everything like that. But keys to the game are very simple: shut down that run game, shut down that pass game, and make sure Geno Smith had, life is a living hell. Give him a unforgiving Thanksgiving at all. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him do nothing. When he goes home to eat with his family, we want him to go home in sadness and in turmoil. This is all hypothetically speaking. I'm not saying I really want it to happen, but I'd rather him go home with a heavy head. You know what I'm saying? Give me just a sec, y'all. I am so sorry, man. My nose is just running like a leaky. And now we're back. Sorry about that, y'all. Nose gets to running, it happens. So I think we're gonna go ahead and make sure we shut it down right now. But I think that this game is going to be very simply put, um, something that will show us who we are, because it's better for us to continue to beat everybody in division. Hey, what's going on, man? Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Tommy, you fucking fairy. But it's going to be a great game. I think that we have to just make sure, once again, stay on our P's and Q's, make sure all of our guys are in position, and make sure we do what we're supposed to do. I know it's going to kind of suck for some of these guys because they're going to be away from their families for Thanksgiving. But, at the end of the day, you do what you got to do. This is your job, and you kind of just go through with it. There's some people that are probably even working today, don't have the day off. Some people actually get today off and tomorrow off because for some reason some companies honor Black Friday, which I don't know why Black Friday ain't even Black Friday no more, because now they've given you the deals early. So it's like it's not even Black Friday. But I think the people saw that and they were like, man, people getting killed, beat up, trampled, all this stuff. We'll just start handing it out a little early here and there. But either way, man, we have a fantastic game ahead of us. We got a fantastic day ahead of us. There's a lot of football to watch. I probably won't be paying attention to the other games until our game comes on. You know me, I really don't truthfully care about other people and their teams. I can probably tell you some records and a couple of people that are on different squads, but at the end of the day, it's all about the Niners. It's period, point blank. That's what it is. So thank everybody for coming in and hanging out with your boy this morning. It's going to be a short one because I got to get to cooking myself. What I'm saying? I got to make my food to be able to go ahead and hang out with the fam and then do what I got to do. So, hey, everybody stay up, stay blessed, stay faithful. Have yourselves a wonderful Thanksgiving. Let nobody deter you. And there's a little thing that my mom used to do when we was kids. Every Thanksgiving we go around the table and everybody would say what they're thankful for. Give it a shot, man. You know what I'm saying? And if this is a situation where you're there and you see a family member, or someone that you necessarily haven't gotten along with, take this as an opportunity to squash that. And when I say squash it, I don't mean run up on somebody and knock the crap out of them and then start a fight and ruin Thanksgiving. I mean, literally. And let me pull you to the side, man. Look, this is what happened. Woo, woo, blah, blah, blah. And move on, move past it. Life is very short. We don't know how long any of us have. So it's smarter to be able to, kill any kind of beef you would have with someone and allow yourself to be happy, what I'm saying, on Thanksgiving, and just happy in life. I believe, I'm a believer, a very spiritual person. And at the end of the day, what I'm saying, usually when you have unfinished business, your soul will not rest. And it's going to be a little harder for you to be able to just be at peace. So make sure you try to clear up any issues, any problems you have with anybody. And, especially with fam, that's your fam. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's somebody who's close and they're not blood, that's still fam. I got two brothers right now. I have no biological brothers, but I got two brothers right now. They know who they are, and I love them to death, and I'm gonna always love my brothers. You know what I'm saying? And we've been at odds before. We've had issues, but that never stopped us from being there for each other. It never stopped us from, telling each other that we love each other, that we cool, and I don't have to say pause on that because those are my guys. You know what I'm saying? Like DMX, used to say that's my man's in them, and that's the key. Just make sure that you're happy on Thanksgiving. Eat your food, whatever you eat, whether it's turkey, whether it's ham. If you're vegan, go ahead and make up something with some jackfruit or something, or possibly a little soy. Do whatever you got to do, man. But make yourself very happy on Thanksgiving. Continue to be, the great people that you are for anyone watching this. Jason, what's going on, man? How you doing, sir? And Jason came in, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if you know anybody that is Samoan or Polynesian in any way, and you ain't got nowhere to go for Thanksgiving, them your folks. Because when you come in their house, they're gonna treat you like family. They always treated me like family when I was around them. I went to high school with a bunch of them, and I can tell you right now, they were all fam, and they were all great, and nobody in that house is unwelcome. When you walk in, they'll just ask you who you are. They'll figure out who you are and who you know, and you're welcome. Just be respectful. Don't be stupid. Walk in the house with a bunch of them big ass people, and I don't mean that in a negative way. You said you're blind. Oh, okay. So you going to the game today? If you're going, man, have fun. I can't do it. I wouldn't. I'm not. I ain't built like that. But have yourself a happy Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Let's get this win. Let's go in there and punch some Seahawks right in the mouth. And at the end of the day, we can freaking see some birds and make sure we have a nice Thanksgiving. That'll be a nice little side dish to the turkey. You know what I'm saying? You got your turkey right here. You got your Seahawk here. You just take a bite of both purposely just because you want to. And that's the whole point. We're trying to freaking see some birds today. And I know them, they trying to peck the eyes out of us 49ers. But I can tell you right now, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a great game. We're going to have fun. We're going to go out there and we're going to try to punch them straight in the mouth. We want to be that person that Mike Tyson is always talking about. You always got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. So we're looking to be that guy that punches the Seahawks in the mouth. And they didn't have that plan. They didn't plan for that punch to come, but it came. Shout out to Shakur Stevenson for really quick for winning his first ever belt. It was a vacated belt, and he went ahead and he won. Not gonna lie, I wasn't really impressed with the fight. I watched like a short clip of it where they basically showed everything that was pretty relevant. I didn't see a lot. And a lot of people are telling me that this dude can beat Tank. I don't know. I've only watched one fight of Shakur Stevenson. I probably have to watch more, but I can tell you right now, what I'm looking at and what I saw from the relevant stuff that person pieced together, nah, you ain't running. You ain't in Tank League. You're not fucking with that dude. And yeah, there's been a lot of people running from him. A lot of people, I think Devin Haney vacated a lot of his belts and literally moved up in weight class just so he didn't have to fight him. Now, Haney, maybe, but I tell you right now, man, there are some people out there that are just fighting. I don't think you're messing with Tank. So, probably have to watch a couple more fights to see what's going on, but it's all gravy. But hey, we're looking to land a knockout punch tonight. We're going to go in here, shoot down some birds, fry them, fricassee them, and do what we need to do. At the end of the day, we are the Niners. We are the best team in the NFL. I don't care what anyone's record says. When you look at the commentators and you look at the people that's on TV, the first thing they tell you is what's the team you don't want to face? And it's us. It's always been us. even during that 3-game losing streak and we were fighting and we were struggling and scratching and clawing, you want to see Brock Purdy have a comeback eventually. But I'd rather him play ahead than from behind. Now, if it does get to a situation where it gets from behind, let's hope that he can turn on some magic and, say a couple prayers and get it right. But if not, I'd rather just be playing ahead, and I think we can get the W. So let's go out here, get this win. Everybody have a blessed day. Have a great Thanksgiving. And I'm out this joint. Peace.